welcome to Raid Lore Stories. Today we are going to be reading the lore story for Inquisitor Shamael, courtesy of Call the Arbiter Episode 2. So this is an official lore story he shows up in with Athel, so I hope you enjoy this story. Despite the bright white of their garb and the pretty words of their magistrates, the Sacred Order's chief purpose is war. The Sacred Order peddles death, but it's an immutable fact that those who live by the sword will often die by it. And so the Sacred Order must always grow, lest it bleed itself before it can kill all of its enemies. Many join the Sacred Order willingly, entering its territorial realm, the lands of rebirth, to cast off their old names and old sins, becoming someone new in exchange for 10 years of service. But volunteers alone are not enough to keep the ranks full. Sacred Order recruiters regularly march out of the lands of rebirth to Karok, Frostheim, and the Free Cities, and while they try to find the best and brightest in all of Teleria, and hard times, they will take anyone. When they found Shamael as a young child, however, they were anything but disappointed. Many people of Athel assume that the bizarre tests the Sacred Order recruiters employ are entirely contrived. Onlookers have no idea whether or not words or actions of the young children examined are good or otherwise, and the Order always seems to take who it wants. On occasion, multiple children have even responded entirely different to the same test, and yet all have been taken regardless. But those tests must measure something real, because when a group of Sacred Order knights tested Shamael, they were visibly shocked and thrilled. They demanded that he depart with them immediately. His mother resisted. If she were to let Shamael be taken, she might never see him again. Her resistance was useless. Shamael was pulled from her arms, and the soldiers left her weeping behind them, begging them to show mercy. Shamael was too young to remember much of what that felt like, to be kidnapped, have one future ripped away and another forced upon him. He was encouraged to forget. His memories of home faded quickly, and before long, they lingered only in his subconsciousness and his dreams. As he grew older, he held a private longing for a woman he could not quite recall, a woman with tear-filled eyes, but whose face was only a blur. But he did not have much time to devote to these thoughts. Shamael's life became one of the relentless physical training, rigorous study, and unfailing religious devotion, and his potential lived up to the promise of his early testing. He was a quick study in both the martial and the scholastic arts, and he amazed his tutors in every field. His excellence alienated him from his peers, leaving his station atop his class a lonely one, until the day he met Athel. This is the lore story for Inquisitor Shamael going along with Call of the Arbiter, Episode 2, Athel. Leave me a comment down below on what you think, and thank you so much for watching.